Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another classic Doctor Who review, where this review got pushed back by longer than initially planned. You see, this review for Doctor Who 4 to Doomsday was originally supposed to be coming out on the 8th of March, but that week, unfortunately, I lost my cat. And so I just that week, which was also my birthday week, I scrapped everything that wasn't already filmed, you know. Hence why the Four to Doomsday got pushed back. So I literally just finished watching it, where I basically watched the last three episodes because prior to my cat's death, I had watched episode one, so I felt like I didn't need to rewatch it. So, with that being said, in case you're new here, this is how things work for my classic Doctor Who reviews. These are voted for by you. Yes, every hour after this video drops at 3 p.m. GMT plus one, there will be a poll where you can then vote for the next episode to be reviewed in 2 weeks' time, which will be the 5th of April. Um, Revenge of the Fifth if you're a Star Wars fan. Um, and so that's how that goes. Whichever gets the highest vote will win, and the poll ends on the 28th of March. Um, so yeah, that's when you get your vote. Need to get your votes in by. At the end of this video, something new I'm going to try is I will show you what options you have uh, to select, but any comments that you put on what you would like to see will not count. You literally have to go over to the poll in an hour's time on my community tab in order to vote which you would like to see. With that being said, let's get into Four to Doomsday. So, I honestly did not think this one would, out of the four I chose last time, would win. I honestly thought it might have been Tomb of the Cybermen, because it's such a popular episode. But that came second, and Four to Doomsday came first. So, Four to Doomsday is written by Terence Dudley, and it's a four-part story centered around the TARDIS team landing on this spaceship that is 4 days out from Earth. And, the Doctor needs to uncover, obviously there's going to be something sinister there. It's Doctor Who. It's never just always going to end hunky dory unless it's, once upon time. Peter Capaldi's last episode where the supposed big bad wasn't really bad. Now that's not me bashing that episode. That it's one of my favorites from the Capaldi era. But yeah, usually it's always going to be something bad. And so this was actually the first Peter Davison story I seen. Yes. Now I had obviously seen Time Crash when that came out. The Children in Need special for 2007. But aside from that, this was literally my first Peter Davison story because I remember my mother was in, I think it was Extravision, which is an old rental place that you could go, which closed down in 2016. And she bought three episodes. The first one was The War Machines. The second one was Four to Doomsday, and I cannot remember for the life of me what the third one was. I believe it was a Fourth Doctor story, but honestly, I can't remember. It's either it was three or it was just these two stories. But I do remember uh, this was my first proper introduction to Peter Davison. So, what do I think of Peter Davison as the Doctor? This is literally his second serial. Uh, you know, uh, it's still fresh and early in his run. I, I think he's still good, especially since this is really his second serial. I absolutely despise Castrovalva. Um, but for the Doomsday, when I first watched it, I really liked it. Now it's all right, box down to Doctor Who essentially. The first two episodes are a drag, though. I won't lie. They. I was looking at the timer. I was like, oh, we still have X amount of minutes left. I thought this episode was almost over. and I was just waiting for the cliffhanger for the episode. Um, so basically, there turns out that this ship that they're on is a generation ship with the Monarch, run by the Monarch, Persuasion, and Enlightenment. We then learn that all of the people, indigenous people on there, we got Greek, you got Native Australian, you have Chinese people, you have Romans, um, and all of that. Turns out, yeah, they're all robots. That's how they've managed to survive, because this ship, ran by Monarch, has gone to and back from Earth several, over thousands of years, and each time he'll take one person. And then we learned that how they create these robots is, they hypnotize you, they record all your memories, put it onto this data chip, and then put it into a silicon based robot, and that's how that goes. And so the plan is for these people who their planet is gone essentially because Monarch was a dick, um wants to take over Earth because of its silicon that it has, in the crust or whatever the explanation was. So yeah, that's the basic gist of it. So as I said, Peter Davison, fantastic in this. I really enjoyed him, and I do like the Fifth Doctor. He had a tough act to follow, obviously, coming on straight from Tom Baker, and as you all know, or if you don't, Tom Baker is my favorite Doctor of all time. But he is a good Doctor, and I from the episodes that I have seen him in, I do enjoy him. Peter Davison is a great actor. So let's move on to Tegan, continuing the trope that it gets played out until she leaves of the Doctor never really bringing her back to Terminal 3 in Heathrow because she was an air stewardess that got mixed up in the Fourth Doctor's final story of Logopolis. And it's a running gag that's stopped being funny after Castrovalva, or even just the end of Logopolis, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, she's all right. She wants to get back home. That's understandable. Nissa's Nissa. She's great. I love Nissa. This was where my love of Nissa as a companion started from. And I really do need to check out more stories that she's in because I haven't seen all that many. Adric, Adric. Now, as a kid, I liked Adric, but that's because I only really had three stories to go off of. Logopolis, uh, this story, Forge of Doomsday, and Earthshock. But I don't think I've seen Earthshock in full. But yeah, in this episode, I see where the Adric hate comes from now. I see it. He's a whiny little bitch boy. Now, don't get me wrong. His actor plays it fantastically. He worked with the material that he was given, and he did it really really great. However, Adric is literally just a little bitch boy. That literally he believes that Monarch is this great and powerful person that he can do no wrong. And it takes literally the Doctor saying, "Look, I have a plan. I'm gonna do this here now. You can either say you're with me, and I'll tell you the plan, or you can continue to blindly accept this Monarch guy, even though I've told you exactly how bad he is." Um, and so Adric rather begrudgingly agrees, and then the episode ends with Nissa passing out. Um, so yeah, I'm glad that I managed to rewatch Four to Doomsday because it's like I said, it was the first Peter Davison story I seen in full, and the last two episodes were great. I enjoyed them. The first two, however, really, really slow and really, really dragged in a lot of places. There's also, the way they refer to the Chinese in this definitely would not fly in today's standards. I can definitely tell you that much. Um, but aside from that, which, yeah, I liked it. I thought, like I said, It's an okay episode. It's box standard Doctor Who. The sets, though, the set of this interior of the spaceship, I fucking loved. Reminds me however, I don't know why the sets look completely different, but it reminds me of the Crystal Maze. You know, when they're walking in the tight corridors, going down the rickety stairs, reminds me of the Crystal Maze. Don't know why that does, but that's just me. So yeah, that is going to wrap up my review for Forward to Doomsday. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. Now, what four options do you have to vote on in an hour's time? Well, I can say that it's a first Doctor story, a third Doctor story, a fourth Doctor story, and another fifth Doctor story. So those options are the War Machines, the Time Warrior, which will be a first time watch, Revenge of the Cybermen. I have seen some of these episodes, but I've never seen it in full. And lastly, Black Orchid, which I have not seen. So those are your four options. Like I said, any comments on this video saying which you would like me to see will not count in the poll, because as I said, I would prefer if you would actually cast your vote on the poll an hour from when this goes live. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, the poll goes live at 4 p.m. GMT +1, and I shall, which is, since this has gone on for like 11 minutes, is about, 50 odd minutes from now. So I will see you all. Let's see, what's the next video after this? I think I know what it is. That's me. Yeah, so the next video, is The Martian, which is the Tales from a Backlog. So I shall see you all tomorrow for my weekly pickups video, and then on Monday for another brand new Tales from my Backlog.